This video is going to deal with making hinges. And the hinges are good in the design, or you might actually just want a hinge for if you're going to make a locket or maybe a silver box. This hinge, depending on how you mount it, you could make it to where it actually would close tight against itself. Now, you just have to make sure that when you located your tube, and we'll show you that it's at a offset level in order for you to do that. But this is what we're going to be showing today. I'm not gonna bother with showing how to make the bezel cut and stuff, because you can do that in the pennant video or something. I'm just going to show making the hinge. As you can see here, I have my two bezel cups and I supported them off T-pins. And we put our tube right in the middle. Now what we're going to be using is 2.5 or 2.5 millimeter tube, and this has a 0.51 millimeter wall, so this would be thick wall tube, and that works real well. We'll use 16 gauge wire. It fits the pin, fits good as a pin. And if you was going to use this same technique, now it sets just about right if you level this off your T-pins, and if you're right in the middle, which it looks nice. If you're going to make a box, you'll want it to be slightly off-centered, either high or low, so that it'll fold close to make a locket or a box. But what you're going to do is you just cut your T-pin the length, and then you solder both sides. Now this is already put together, and now what we'll do is we'll cut out our hinge. Okay, I've taken and I've marked where I want to cut my hinge. I just made me a little Sharpie mark, and that way I'll know where to come across it. Now I'm going to leave this part of the hinge connected to here and this part connected to here. This piece will be connected to the lower side. And what we'll do is, to cut that, we're just going to go right beside our piece. We're going to saw right down beside our tube, not cutting our tube, but right down beside it. And there's no race, so don't get in no hurry as far as when you're cutting it. And I might better put my catch pan down there. It's always good to save your filings because they can be used for other projects. Once I get to where my mark is, I'll just turn right here into my piece, and then I'll cut across this tube. Once I get all the way through, I'll do the same thing. I'll turn my saw, and I'll come and take this away from this side. Until I get down to my mark again. And then I'll just turn my saw again and we'll cut across this one. We'll get across it. We'll do the same thing. We'll run our saw. And we'll come across this. Now we have two pieces. We'll just clean up the edges where we've sawed it loose, and we'll clean up these edges here. And now I've got the thing all cleaned up, file put together. I have my caps set in there. Now I did these each different, the pins, and it's kind of hard with the focus here, but this one has a pinched end on the pin to hold it in. And this one here, I balled up the end, which is pretty easy to do. The one, because it's not installed. The other one, it takes a lot of heat because so much transfers up the piece of wire to the rest of the pendant. And this one here, I set them in and I pinched the end of them to keep them in there. So there's those different ways. And I hope this takes some of the fear out of making hinges, that you know it's real easy. And until the next video, have fun silversmithing.